Welcome to another SwimScape podcast. In this podcast, we're talking to Charlotte. Welcome, Charlotte.
Well, thank you for the lovely welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you. So, like we always do, we sort of just start giving you an opportunity to tell us your swim story, kind of what got you going and what keeps you going, and then we'll see how our conversation goes from there.
Oh, sounds terrific. Yeah, definitely. It's quite a long swim story, so how long you got?
Oh, as long as you need.
Well, as a wee fish growing up in the South Island of New Zealand, I was always very attracted to the water. And my first experience was being away on holiday with my family, and it 2 or so, 3 years old, I wandered off and found myself by the swimming pool and plopped myself in. And one of my family members found me kind of kicking up to the surface, tipping my head back for a little bit of air like a guppy, and got myself fished out. And that was my first water experience, and which was not ideal water safety wise. Wow. But I have to say, I've just been attracted to the water then and ever since, and grew up in Timaru, a mile or so from Caroline Bay, and just loved being down there by the beach. And, fast forward through being in New Zealand, the family spent some time up in Lake Taupō. I never really noticed that it was quite a cold lake. I thought that's just the way lakes were. And spent a bit of time doing that. And then in my late 20s, moved to the US and now reside in Vermont. And I found it quite difficult not being by the ocean. And then I discovered that there were incredible lakes over here and got into a lot of open water swimming that way. And my first swim was 8 miles in the open water from Burlington, Vermont, over to Willowsboro Point, New York. And I thought it was the coolest thing, swimming across a state border. And and after that, I got really hooked on it. Really, I call it adventure swimming, on, looking at areas that interest me geography-wise, have some good history. And from there, being a logical step from 8 miles, I signed up to the English Channel.
Yeah, that's so logical. Yeah.
What could go wrong? Seemed like a pretty good step at the time, but it was certainly more. I bit off a whole bigger chunk than I could chew, and I had multiple attempts at the English Channel, and along the way really developed an incredible joy of the process and the training, and learning by failure, and learning by making mistakes. And I've really found you can be told something 5, 6, 10, 20 times, but oftentimes you kind of got to do it yourself to be like, oh yeah, I get it. I
thought that was mostly a man problem where you had to learn by mistakes.
I seem to have that gene as well.
Okay.
and you know what? It's I actually really enjoy it, because it's, especially in open water swimming, whether it's a solo swim or a race or a group swim, there are variables to overcome Mother Nature, your own mind, and your physical capabilities. And you kind of have to knock them off one at a time. It's pretty big to get them all at once. And I've quite enjoyed that process, whether it's getting my head around the cold, building up endurance, working out what stays down in my tummy and what doesn't, and all those sorts of things, really.
So, Charlotte, how long ago was that first English Channel and that sort of learning experience that you started off with?
That was in 2012, and I signed up for it in 2010. As I said, I'd done an 8 miler. Over that 2-year period, I did a 16 miler, and I also did a 25-mile length of Lake Memphremagog, which I actually now live on and I'm looking on at the moment. And although I completed the swim, I absolutely got my ass kicked in it. I definitely had some work to do after that.
So when you say completed the swim, was that the channel or the 16-mile?
Oh, that was the 25-mile Lake Mremp from Agog. We started at night. There was some pretty fierce 20-mile-per-hour winds that we ended up swimming into, and it was just sheer tenacity that got me down there. We lost some of our support boats, lost some feeds, all the usual suspects of things. And there was 11 of us started, 4 of us finished, and the support pontoon boats, when someone got pulled, their kayak and their kayaker went in the pontoon boat, and their kayak was tied off behind. And I would see these pontoon boats go by, and these kayaks being towed looked like little coffins. And I was like, I'm not getting in that boat. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting in that boat. And it would kind of hauntingly go by me. And then, when I did finish at the other end, I was in pretty bad shape. I had not taken enough electrolytes, was low on salt, had hyponatremia. And it was a really good lesson on what I needed to be ingesting for my swims to stay strong. And I really did limp in towards the end. But, recovered okay after that, but definitely knew there was a better way to go about my feeding plan than just the carbohydrate drink that I was taking in, which at the time was quite popular. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Maxim. Doesn't taste very good coming up. It's very sweet. We could call it fish food.
Hey, Charlotte, we got the opportunity to meet in person earlier in the year, so you know that I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. What is hyponatremia?
Essentially overhydration.
Overhydration.
If we just want to simplify it, your electrolytes are out of balance, and you lose steam. Your cognitive thinking's not as clear. And it's pretty unpleasant. With me, it came with some uncontrolled vomiting to the point where there was nothing left, and I was pulling up some quite dark bile-looking fluid out of my stomach, and pretty high temperature, and really not communicating clearly. And so, from that step where we went with my crew and my husband was to the hospital for multiple bags of fluid and things to bring things back in balance. And the attending physician had some really good advice, apart from maybe picking up badminton, and that was to tie a salt block to the side of the kayak and come up and lick it.
I suppose that's a bit different because you were swimming in a lake, so it was fresh water.
Fresh water, and it was so rough at the start. We didn't, have enough support boat. The event didn't have enough support boats, which we all know now. And so I did go through quite a period of time without any fueling. And I think with feeding, you've got to keep on top of that. And, I got in a deficit, and I managed to just through mental strength get down there, but it certainly wasn't pretty. And I was thrilled to finish, did manage to raise my hands above my head at the end, but, things went pear-shaped pretty quick after that. And it's important to, finish up in a way that you can be there for another swim or another day, really.
How many of the 11 finished?
There was 4 of us.
Nice.
Yeah, and the lead person, amazing swimmer, Elizabeth Fry. I don't know if you know of her, fantastic swimmer, and she'd actually just come off, I think, a double crossing of the English Channel a couple of weeks before, and she was out in the lead. Then there was myself and 2 other swimmers behind me. And the support crew, a lot of the pilots were like, they'd had a long time on the lake, and they decided that if one more swimmer pulled, they call the event. And they went up to Liz, they motored up to her and said, we've lost a lot of the swimmers. How are you feeling? Do you want to keep going? She's like, I'm good either way. She's like, if another swimmer or everyone wants to get out, we can call it. And so they motor back to me, and my husband's on the boat, and he's had a very, very long night. Not super thrilled at this point, wet, cold. And they say to him, hey, if another swimmer gets out, we can all go home. And they're like, do you think Charlotte will get out? And he looked at them and he's like, apparently you don't know Charlotte. So we limped. Oh, the last mile took a month of Sundays. We limped to the end, and we got a completion, which is good. And it's a great lake. Since then, I've swum it another 3 times. Was definitely a goal to go swim it in better shape. What I'm really proud of is each time I've swum it, my first time was 14 hours 40. The next time I swam it was 13 hours 28. Then I went 13 hours 03. And then last year in 2025, I went 12 hours 19 and set the course record for that direction. So for everyone listening, you can get faster and smarter with age. So don't quit.
There we go. Nice.
Oh, that's a message to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can maybe get faster, but not smarter.
Yeah. Well, and you can get your ass kicked and go back. It's okay. And my first English channel, I was a sorry sight as far as I was so down, for quite some time after that. And, the message is that you actually get better at dealing with failure, and it's not something that needs to define you. And, you'll see I came down and swam Lake Taupō this year and was not successful, 5 miles short. I had a great time, and it's really cool to be able to shake off that and get in the next day and go and have a fun swim with you guys. And then I got to go to Auckland with what's Roger's group again called? God, they're great.
The Fur Seals.
Fur Seals. We did a 5K like 2 days later. It was fantastic. So it's really an incredible journey of growth. I'm enjoying being out there, and I think out of all the marathons I've done, I've had 9 incompletes, and they've all had great value and parts that I've really enjoyed. Even if it's a matter of having a hot shower and a warm up afterwards when you're feeling a bit better.
100%.
That's the best feeling in the world, is warming up and getting yourself feeling a wee bit better.
Yes, 100%, right? It's that coffee and
scrambled eggs,
and knowing you're still alive afterwards, which is pretty cool.
Join SwimScape in collaboration with Mairangi Bay Surf Lifesaving Club for the Winter Swim Series. You can do a 500-meter swim for $10 or a 2,000-meter swim for $25. Come and experience the cold in a safe and controlled environment, and share some laughs and shivers after within the clubhouse for some coffee. Enter at swimscape.co.nz.
So we'll obviously put a picture up of you and do a little video for Instagram to introduce you before we go live with this event. But just for the listeners, Charlotte, if the wind blows really hard, Charlotte would blow away in the wind, right? She's very little and very skinny. So my question is, after all these years of doing marathon swimming, have you not realized that if you just maybe packed on 10 kilos, you would be so much better in the water, Charlotte?
Oh, look, believe me, yes, I agree. And I am absolutely a stick insect.
Yes.
Quite tall and
That's
lean.
a good summary, yes.
Yeah. Or popsicle is another one. And it's interesting because when I came out of the channel in 2012, I had a fantastic support and help. And my mentor said, Charlotte, there's warmer swims out there. It's, I'm just saying. And so I went away and did an ice mile. Because I was going to go back to the channel and I was going to get it done, which I eventually did in 2024 in 11 hours 43, which I was really happy with. And I do it hard because I am lean, and I spent many years working really hard to pack weight on, but the reality is I run like a bit of a hummingbird, and it actually stressed me out. And actually just the stress of it actually had an opposite approach. So now I eat, obviously whatever I feel like. I go for high calorie rich foods, but I really focus on foods that I know power me really well. And I know what allows me to pull strong. And that, certainly out in marathon swimming, I need hot feeds, and I need a substantial amount of food to keep my energy up, to keep my heat going. And so whatever your Achilles heel is, that's mine. You just work with what you can to reduce the impact of that. We've all got strengths. I'm fortunate I've got a little bit of speed. I'm not the fastest swimmer out there, but I can hold a reasonable pace, to keep me going. And so you just, I think, accentuate your strengths. And to answer your question, chocolate milk, mashed potato. Oh, I eat so many mashed potatoes. But eggs, lots of toast, lots of butter, lots of olive oil, avocados, nuts. I'm a big steak, lamb, protein girl. Cake, whatever I can get my hands on. Sugar's not always the best performance-wise for me, so I try and make it natural where I can, but I'm actually not too choosy. Started eating custard. But
on swims?
Yeah, a little bit of custard. I mean, the best thing for me in swims is buttery mashed potato. That's really, I find that very helpful. Oatmeal, maple syrup. So yeah, the short answer is I'll eat whatever I can. I've been able to successfully maybe put on 5 to 10 pounds, but you probably wouldn't notice it. You probably look at me and go, "Oh, here comes the sprinter."
I like the custard idea. We should give that a go, eh?
Custard's
buttery
really
mashed
good.
potato. I'm gonna have to give that a whirl.
And if the mashed potato is really sloppy, I mean, you half drink it and swallow it, because the other tactic for me is, I think that's helpful for all of us. I'm not designed to bob around in a feed and chat with everyone for a couple of minutes. My body temperature will just head down. So I reasonably have to feed reasonably quickly and then get on with it, really.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys find, if you feed on things that don't work, it's probably one and done for me. It's like I've had some feeds like had used that for a couple of years really successfully. And then I had one outing where I vomited it quite a lot, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing that again. And I've certainly learned that, if you're vomiting when you're swimming, as long as you keep swimming and keep some fluids going, and you're okay. That doesn't necessarily bother me. If anything, it warms my legs up a little bit as it's going by while I'm swimming.
Geez, your level of toughness just does my head in. I have to say that I'm super impressed by your approach to failure. That's kind of been my downfall, is that I'm so scared of failing that I probably don't push myself hard enough. So I've got lots to learn. Yeah.
Hey, Charlotte.
It's experience, and actually, I think I really went through a lot of growth the last couple of years of actually respecting and having self-love despite whether I finished a swim or not. As long as I'm out there, that's the key. I'm never going to have a go at finishing a swim if I don't actually get in the water. You've got to give it a crack. And after saying that, it's not, and I've probably had, I bet there's about 10% of my swims I haven't completed. The other ones have been fantastic. My point is, I've enjoyed the ones that haven't been great. And sometimes it's been delayed satisfaction, because it's taken me a couple of years to appreciate them and being able to vocalize it.
Dust off the cobwebs on Saturday the 28th of November with our annual 1201 mile charity swim event at Waikiki Beach, Taupō. This year, we will be partnering up with the unbelievable team at Kenzie's Gift, which supports the mental health of tamariki navigating the death of a parent or sibling, or serious illness in their whānau. We will swim 1 mile on the hour every hour from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m., covering 19.2 kilometers in total. Come and swim one or as many as you want for a great cause. Entries will open from August on swimscape.co.nz.
Cool. So your first English channel didn't work, but you went back. And
Yes.
how did that all work out?
Okay. So, as I said, I did an ice mile.
Yeah.
And my plan was to sign up for some swims and get some more experience, because that's what we got to do. So I thought it would be a good idea to sign up for swimming around Manhattan and Catalina Channel. Seemed pretty reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And so Manhattan came first, and we went down to, it's now called 20 Bridges. Went down to New York City, and being, a wee dot from New Zealand, I mean, I was so impressed that I was going to be swimming around Manhattan and seeing the Statue of Liberty and all that skyline. I mean, it's just magic. The stuff you see in a movie, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to get a fish eyes view of this. So we get down there, and this was the time when it was a race. And now it's 2 or so solos per time by New York Open Water Swim, who do an amazing job. But so back there was a large group start. Well, what happened is there was a tropical storm came through the night before, and the Harlem, the sewer systems flooded into the rivers and the water.
Terrible.
And
But that will warm you up. You said you enjoyed that type of stuff, right? So,
well, let me say that when I was getting in the water, there were IUDs floating. There were other things that were not pleasant. So you would walk in and you would jump in one by one, and then we're all treading, waiting to start. And essentially what happened is, a major amount of the course got pulled, and we were put back in, and it was an incomplete swim. So I actually went back the next year to do it. But swimming up the Harlem, I can tell you in that swim, I trained myself to never stop between feeds, just keep going. And if anyone's listening, if there's one thing to take home, do not stop between feeds. You've got to keep going. And I'm swimming along, and something just keeps hitting me in the side of my cheek, in my mouth, every time I roll to breathe. And I'm like, I'll deal with this on the next feed. And it was annoying the hell out of me, because when I would go to breathe, the thing was getting in my mouth. Well, I saw video footage of my crew after the swim that a used condom had got attached to the side of my body.
Charlotte, your stories are getting worse and worse.
And I did get quite sick after that, of course. But anyway, so
it was rinsed out a little bit by the time.
Oh, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. But then, I don't know if you want to hear the next story.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so those swims helped me prepare for the channel. I went back in 2015.
So you've just sold like the next 30 tickets for people wanting to go and swim around Manhattan Island.
Yeah, beautiful swim. Beautiful swim. Just don't go after a storm where the waterways have flooded.
So what did we say? Fish eye view with a used condom in your mouth, looking at the Statue of Liberty. That's awesome.
What could go wrong? I did later find out that they're called Harlem trout.
Okay.
Because as I was swimming up, I was like looking at all these little white things and fish down there. I'm like, God, there's hundreds of them. I just had no idea there would be fish in this sort of water all the way up the Harlem River. It was Harlem trout. Unfortunately, I didn't know at the time what was going on. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting swim. And so I went back and swam it again the next year, and did not have any of the Harlem trout issues. I was coming down the Hudson River, ready to pull into the little inlet for the finish, and it's right along a massive seawall. I'm swimming down, got about 500 meters to go, and I see this quite large object in front of me, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I'm swimming up on it, and I'm gaining on it, and I worked out that it was part of a couch. And as I'm going, I had to take a hard left to go cut into this little inlet where the finish buoy was to finish the swim. Yeah. So I cut in with my right hand, take the left turn, and this big cushion of the couch comes with me. It's like it's got Velcro on me. So I'm swimming towards the finish, and the official's like, hey, no flotation. And I'm like, dude, it's a couch. It's stuck on me. I'm trying to get away from this thing. Yeah, crack me up. So back to the channel, 2012, I had a incomplete. I went back in 2015, went 9 hours, threw up for 8.5 hours of them. And at that point, hadn't figured out that I could swim and vomit. Went back in 2016 and was 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters off Cap Grenaz, and missed the tide and got pulled. That was heartbreaking. I could see the shore, and looking at the track, it looked like I'd finished. And really, really hard. Although I bounced back from that pretty quick, which was good. 2021, I went over and was blown out. I had a do not swim. And then 2022, same thing, about 1 kilometer from the shore. And then I went back in 2024 and finished that last little bit. And it was an amazing, what an amazing bond with the team on the boat and me. We were so excited. They kept trying to point to the cap for me, and I wouldn't lift my head up. I literally swam into the rock wall because I wouldn't look. I just wouldn't even believe it was possible. I didn't want to allow myself to even get out of I'm going to just keep swimming mode. And eventually, after all those years, 12 years it took me, eventually I ran out of water. And I got there, and my teammate Elaine Howley is incredible. Was like, and I looked at her. I'm like, "Is that it?" And then it was like, "Where's the boat?" And the boat had to be a couple of 100 meters out, and we needed to swim back to it. She's like, "Oh, I'll pull you back," and I'm like, "No, I'm good." I had a really nice swim out to the boat, and it was pretty surreal and an amazing experience, and that gave me my Triple Crown. And really, my only goal was to swim the English Channel, but along the way, I swam so many marathons, and it was all in preparation for the.
Take on the ultimate challenge with a solo 20-kilometer swim around the iconic Rangitoto Island. This demanding marathon swim is supported by a dedicated safety crew, official observer, GPS tracking, and photography, with swim dates selected within the best weather windows. Suitable for both wetsuits and skins swimmers, this is one of New Zealand's toughest open water achievements, with only a handful of successful solo completions. Contact us at swimscape.co.nz to discuss your booking options.
If I'd hit it in 2012, I never would have swum all these other swims, and I've been to amazing places, met incredible people. So I'm quite grateful for the failure. If you told me that in 2012, I would have been like, take a hike. I don't want to hear that right now.
So I'm stunned. That's probably the best channel story I've ever heard. Just keeping on going and as you said, taking you to new places. I'm blown away. I really am. I think that's an amazing story.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. And in 2024, what really shifted was I stopped thinking about an outcome. I was actually just proud of myself for putting my foot in the water, as I said earlier, and being out there with my friends. And as and it actually looked like I wasn't going to get to swim. We were right at the end of the tide. We had terrible weather. I wasn't the first swimmer. I was swimmer number 3. And I ended up getting the call. It was it was just a really nice time. It was like 6 a.m. maybe to start. And for anyone who's been over to Dover, where you start your swims, the White Cliffs of Dover, they've built a new marina and it's quite large, and all the channel pilots are lined up. You walk down the ramp and past all the other boats to yours. And there were quite a few relays out on the day I went, quite a lot of boats, and I could hear all this cheering and laughter, and I'm like, all these relays are cheering each other on. They were chanting my name. I didn't know them, and I actually just had tears rolling down my face because I was like, I'm already victorious. It was really powerful, and
special community,
Oh, just amazing. No, it was really good. And it was hard, It's a good amount of jellyfish. The water's cold, it's rough out there. Some bits are calm, others not. And there's, hundreds of vessels in the shipping lanes, and it's a busy place. I remember one year going to enter my arm in front of me and it going through a tire. You can see a lot of stuff out there. So that was my channel story, and it really shaped my my open water life, because I would scour looking for marathon swims to swim. One of them was in Atlantic City in New Jersey, and it had long been a professional swim many decades ago, and they reinvented it. So I went down on that inaugural year. And so I've been able to retrace some steps of people before me and do some swims that people have never done before, which I love. I really do love it, planning a swim that maybe no one's done that route. I think that's a lot of fun. And it's a good team thing, because you're kind of learning and doing your mistakes together.
What does a training week look like for you?
Training week for me, in my pursuing the channel was standard 40 kilometers a week. And then in the summers, it would ramp up to 50 to 55. Now I'm not doing, I'm more 30 to 35K a week now, and I'll tend to have one particularly long day within that. Everybody's different on what makes them flourish. It doesn't mean someone needs to swim that distance if they're training for a marathon. It's really what works for you. And as I said, what your Achilles heel is. I love to swim and I love endurance, so volume's not an issue for me. I really like it. I find it quite relaxing, and it's kind of a decompressing for me. And
you mix it up with any gym work or walking, running, anything like that? Yep.
Yes. I do 2 to 3 days of strength training a week, and not incredibly long, about 30 minutes, and just really work on keeping the backside of my body strong. And but it's a total body workout. Everything I do is designed to help me hold a really straight aquatic line, particularly when it's rough, to get that maximum distance per stroke. I've been fortunate to have really good, healthy shoulders, and I think that dryland training is a big part of that. I foam roll. I do love to run, but I actually drop that off in my channel swimming days, because as we talked about, I need to keep body fat on, and that was not conducive. I don't need to be adding in cardio. If I could figure out how to burn other people's body fat, I reckon I could do really well. Can you imagine? I think I could do that.
Man, you could sell that.
I mean, I'd be good at that.
Cool.
Yeah, but I haven't worked that out.
So you've had a couple of adventures on some of your other swims.
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about some of your more notable adventures? There's one in particular I'm thinking about. It might have been a Catalina swim.
Yes, I'm thinking of the same one, Jim.
Yeah.
Yes. So I signed up for the Catalina channel, as I said, in 2013. so excited to get out there. I felt fantastic. The water temps were good for me in the 60s. Things were feeling great. Catalina is off the Californian coast. Flew into LA, stayed on one of those beach communities, loved it. And then out of San Pedro Harbor, we motored over to Catalina Island, and the swims leave at midnight. So we motored across. We got there a little bit early, about 11 p.m., and got myself kitted up. And I'm sitting on the platform, swimmer's platform of a boat called Outrider, and one of the boat crew said, okay, so you're going to slide off the boat, you're going to swim a couple of hundred yards to Catalina Island. There's a swim buoy, marker buoy, that you need to go under, and then you can swim in and clear the water. And then the last thing he said is, don't cut yourself on the rocks. And I'm like, okay, paddle in, under the buoy, don't cut yourself, all good to go. You know when you tell yourself not to do something? It's not good. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I did not take that advice, and I went in and I cut my knee open on the rock as I'm getting out. Pitch dark, put my hands up tall, the horn sounds, and I start my swim, forget about my knee. And within the first hour, I swim straight. There's a reasonable amount of swells. There was one of my crew was kayaking to my right. The Outrider support boat was on my left. And I'm swimming along doing my thing, super excited to be out there. Because remember, I was not going to have a DNF because I'd had some of those. I'm like, this is my swim, baby. Yes, everything's lined up. Well, note to self, everything's not lined up all the time. And I'm swimming, and then my whole body absolutely gets hit by an impact from the side that just jolts my whole body sideways to the left. And it felt like I had been smacked by a railroad sleeper, like a big piece of wood with nails in it, on my side. And it was so sharp and it hurt so bad. And I'd like to say, when I write about it, I normally say, oh, goodness, what was that? But it was, what the F was that? And it throbbed and it hurt. And I kept stroking one arm after the other. I'm like, I'm going to have to figure out what that was, what's going on. And remember, I trained myself not to stop between feeds. So I took a sight to my right and saw my kayaker was sort of up on a swell a couple of meters away. It wasn't her. I thought maybe the boat had hit me. It was way to the left. I swam on and I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on the things that feel good right now. My earlobes felt good. My hair felt good. Bathing suit felt good. I'm like, don't think about the hip. And then I kept swimming, just trying to rule things out. And I'm like, okay, well, look, sometimes there's like massive down trees. I could have just something could have just stabbed into me from that. And then I'm like, oh, I'm in deep water, no way. And then I'm like, I settled on the fact it must have been a mutant jellyfish upside down that had grommed onto my right hip. And I kept swimming. And next thing, I get ready. At my first feed at an hour, my kayaker got upturned, and then the whole focus was getting her back in the water. We kept going, and I swam for another 11 hours, and my crew pulled me in, and my pace had slowed, and out came the questions, the observer questions, to see how my cognitive state was, What street do you live on? Right. And I was thrilled because I'd give them such a clear answer. The kids' names. And in my mind, I had just been bang on with everything. I knew their dog's name, everything, the boat's name. And they said, well, you're either going to pick up your pace, there's a little current against you, you're going to have to kick hard and move it, or we're pulling you. And they pulled me. And I was devastated. I get in the boat and get my suit stripped off, clothes on, and I'm feeling pretty sorry for myself as we motor back to the marina, get on the shore, everything gets unloaded, and I'm like, no, this was my swim. And get into the car. I'm in the back seat, the crew's in the front, and I cannot get comfortable. We're driving back to where we're staying. You know when you had a really big effort and everything kind of aches, but nothing particular is hurt. Well, I'm in the back of the car, kind of wriggling around, and I'm like, oh, my hip just really is stiff, and I'd had some vomiting and stuff, so I was kind of feeling pretty nauseous. And my sweatpants kind of slipped down, and I said to the girls in the front, I'm like, hey, I've got holes in me. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I've got like puncture holes in me and there's something sticking out of one. And they're like, you know what, Charlotte? We've been up for 32 hours. We've had enough of you. Simmer down. We're tired. You can imagine it. And so I'm like still wiggling around and I'm kind of giggling a little bit, but I'm being generally a bit of a pain in the ass. And then I'm like, hold on. And I go, and I pull a little thing out and I'm like, does that look like a tooth to you? And I lean it forward. Well, the three of us just roar with laughter. We're absolutely raw with laughter because, when you're silly tired, we get fast forward, we get back to the house. One of the crew go to sleep. The other one cracks a beer. I go into the shower. I'm trying to get all the grease and the muck off me. And I come out with a towel wrapped around me. And I said to my teammate, and I'm like, hey, does that look like a mouth mark to you? And there was a freaking chomp mark. It was like puncture holes on a mouth shape on my hip. And it did hurt very, very much. We went to the aquarium marina the next day, and the marine biologist looked at it and figured it was about a 5-foot shark. And that was it. And probably one of the hardest things I've ever done is going back, because I didn't finish that swim. 1 year later, get in that same water and swim over that area and do that swim again till I finished it.
But the second time, you made sure you didn't cut yourself.
I did not cut myself. And, one of those things, I mean, I had a long, you never really know. It's dark. No. It's, It was definitely a little, I mean, someone was giving me a wee love bite, checking me out a wee bit. Didn't taste so good. Plus, as you've mentioned, I'm rather bony and skinny, not good eating. Maybe didn't taste good. And I'm sure the shark went down to his shark buddies and was like, I've just bit this thing made of titanium up there. It was just terrible. Lost the tooth.
I lost the tooth.
Well,
I've never come across a story like that before, Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, no, but look, it was one of those things that it's very hard to make sense of something you've never felt before. It's pitch dark. You're not seeing anything. You're laser focused on where you're going. I'm not looking at something trailing me or circling me. I had a direct impact up from below and from the side. It hit and released, and I didn't stick around to switch phone numbers, follow each other on social media. Love your friend Sharky, But yeah, better not to know. And I think I was telling you guys that, I was more determined than ever to cross the channel. Was doing some training swims on the east coast of the US, and was down a mile or so alongside the shore down in Rhode Island, and I could feel this shadow behind me trailing me, and I'm like, I've got to get over this fear, and I can't stop and I can't look around, and it kept following me for at least 500 meters, and I finally stopped and whipped around, and I'd got a Mickey Mouse ears balloon tangled on my swim float, and what I was seeing out the side was the shadow in the water, and it wasn't a fin. It was just, and I'm like, at that point, I'm like, all right, I need to get over my own self and stop being ridiculous. This is just too funny. So it was kind of almost like the world telling me to stop taking myself so seriously and give me a bit of humor.
Hey team, SwimScape offers Auckland Triple Crown, which consists of 3 swims, the Seti Triangle, which is a beginner's 14-kilometer swim. Then there's the Rangitoto, iconic 20-kilometer swim around the Rangitoto volcano. And to round it up, there's the Turi to Waiheke swim of 24 kilometers. Sign up, book your slots.
Yeah, that's an important kind of message that I need to take on board a little bit more often, is just don't take yourself so seriously and things improve a lot.
Yeah, smile really helps. I mean, you've got to have fun even when it's not feeling fun. You just have to. It's just, well, for me anyway, it's not as enjoyable. I mean, I really like being around people that are enjoying being out there. Like, have you been out with crew in a swim where someone just has not been having a good time?
Oh, yes.
I mean, it
We were
definitely
with
brings the
you when you were doing Taupō, and we were all throwing up over the side of the bus. Yes.
Well, it's good if you're not
Charlotte was
throwing
doing the hard work and other people were suffering.
But no, more about like, I mean, like, you guys were great though, because you were smiling and you were joking. And I think that that's really important. And it's not for everyone. I guess that's a good message, is find out what jazzes you up. You know, some people like to be yelled at and barked at. I don't necessarily respond well to that, but everyone's different. So you got to kind of figure out what works for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people enjoy being shouted at and barked at. I think positivity kind of works more often than other things. I get that some people are going to, need that push, especially when they're in a dark place. But in general, I think, yeah.
I mean, if your tide's about to turn, or like 20 bridges, and you've got that Hell's Gate area that, I remember having Morty that used to run those swims come by a boat. He says, mate, he didn't say mate, but I'm saying it, you have to sprint for 100 meters right now. Like, and he was yelling it, and I was grateful for that. That was a helpful push. But I will always give 110%. That's just the way I'm wired. So, I mean, I'm always going to give as much as I can physically. So the encouragement really helps a lot.
It's easy. Charlotte, stop being a wussy. Get that condom out your mouth. Focus and do that last 100 meters. Go!
Stop screwing around. I've had that before. I have had people throw dead fish at me. That was pretty funny. You're taking so long, the fish are dying.
That sounds like a husband comment.
Well, my husband's very wise. He doesn't come out on my swims now, which is a good idea.
What's next?
I'm doing a 15-mile race next month, in about 3.5 weeks, from the US to Canada, down from Magog. And then I'm popping to Chicago for a race called Big Shoulders, which I'm really excited about. And then kind of percolating the next kind of big long one after that.
What's Big Shoulders about?
Oh, I haven't been there yet, so I don't really know. But it's a short. It's not a marathon. It's like a 5 and 10K. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, and sounds like a lot of people. It's right in downtown Chicago. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's a long running event, and I'm quite excited to go. It's only about an hour and a half flight from me, so it should be pretty doable.
Nice.
And then I'm doing some crewing. I'm crewing for someone around Manhattan, 20 bridges in September, which will be really fun. Got a little bit of crewing and piloting, so a nice little mixture of stuff coming up.
Yeah, I think it's, both of us are swimmers, but we also do the support kind of side of things, and it's actually really good to see it from both sides, I think. Yeah.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
It's really fun. Yeah.
You do a bit of piloting on the lake that you're looking at, right?
Yes. Yeah. We do.
Tell us about that.
So we do a 25-mile solo lake swim here. And we've got a little island called Ile Ronde, which is 6.7 miles one way, around 13 double. And we've that and another 8-mile course. And so it's really fun, and I'm really enjoying helping people find their stepping stone into marathon swimming. That, getting that first 10K in and having that be a piloted experience, that's a big deal to open up access to areas like that. So we've kind of structured it a way that it can help people enter into the world of marathon swimming and find out a little bit about it. And that might be their big deal for all their life, which is cool too. They still get a documented swim, which is really neat. A lot of people, like a couple who went last summer, the longest she'd ever swum before was 2,500 meters, and she ended up doing that, which is a marathon swim. She was thrilled. They were a bit gobsmacked at the size of the waves,
Yeah,
it's quite a wide lake, like Taupō's way too. It can get a bit of a swell going, and so it's very fulfilling and satisfying.
Yeah, everybody thinks that lake swimming is always going to be flat water, but no, on the big lakes it's not, is it?
No, it isn't. They definitely have personality, and they get excited from time to time.
When are we going to see you back at Taupō?
Oh, I want to come back soon. Yeah, I totally want to come back soon. Yeah.
Well, just
Maybe
bring
next year
bring
or
some
the year after.
hamburgers.
Yeah,
We'll
for
make sure it's condom free and all of that type of stuff,
Yeah.
and couch free, and Yeah.
No, I
That-
can't wait
that's-
to come. I can't wait to come back down. I love that lake. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, every time we get the opportunity to talk to somebody that's not living in New Zealand, it's just a reminder of how lucky we are in New Zealand,
yeah.
and we've got so much clean, beautiful water and safe water to swim in,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh,
very spoiled.
Susan was telling me that on her swim, she drank the lake water,
Yes,
like intentionally.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
think
was
Brian-
curious, the floating rocks were incredible too. Like I thought that was amazing. I really loved everything about there, and I can't wait to come back down. I thought that was really neat.
Well, we look forward to hosting you and your sister again. Your sister's tougher than you.
She is tough. She'll love
She's
hearing
tough,
that.
eh?
Well deserved. She is tough. Yeah. Yeah. She did
Cool.
really well.
Has she seconded for you previously, or I think you said yes?
She's done some kayak support. I don't know that she's done a marathon swim before. I could be wrong. Maybe one, but
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So that was a
Certainly
treat to
felt
have
like
her
she
on
knew
board.
what she was doing, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's lived around this a long time, and she's a swimmer herself. She's been doing some Lake Magog swimming as well, which is really fun.
But she's still based in New Zealand, so that's just when
Yes,
she
she is.
visits you, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
when people visit me, it's kind of mandatory. She kind of puts it like, oh, I've got to watch. If I get too close to Charlotte, I'll find a hook in my mouth and I'm going swimming. But it's so much fun swimming in a group. Like like you guys have your routes. We have, it's called Horseneck Island. It's half mile out, half mile back. It's along the shore, super safe, easy exit everywhere. And when you're in a group, you can go at your own pace and check in with each other along the way. And it's really fun. And I do an event, it's coming up next month, called the Pony Express, it's based on the Champion of Champions, but it's not a race. It's 5 miles, 3 miles and 1 mile with breaks in between over the whole day. And then we set one up called the Shetland Pony, which is 3 miles, you take a break, 2 miles and 1 mile. So we got the whole racehorse and Western theme, and it's really fun. Then we do a big grill out afterwards, and yeah, it's a good time. So
Nice, awesome.
yeah.
It's been awesome catching up again, Charlotte.
I
Thank you
love
so
that.
much for the chat.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we really look forward to having you back, and we look forward to following you and some of the awesome swims that you've got coming up.
Excellent. And boy, I have to tell you, New Zealand, what a fantastic place to swim. What a playground. So I look forward to doing more down there and coming and seeing you guys again. I really appreciate everything you do.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. We are so lucky to live where we where we are. We just need to make more and more use of it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We need to grow more swimmers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. We're with you on that.
Never too late to start.
Yeah, 100%. We've got to get all those little kiddies that swim 1,000 laps every day in the pool to start experimenting with some nice, short ocean swims and lake swims
Sure.
and get them out there. But you have a South African guest in your house, and you are going to go and have a braai now.
Yes.
So-
and then
so
we're
good luck.
piloting her for a 15-miler. We were meant to go out today, but the weather wasn't conducive. But in a day or two, we're hoping to get her to do her longest swim to date, which will be really exciting.
She's based in South Africa?
Based in Boston. Yeah, Lee Kaplan, fabulous swimmer, ice swimmer, and she's great.
Okay, well, high five to your South African swimmer, and it's been awesome chatting. Have an awesome day.
Yeah. Well, next time, hopefully, we'll see you in person.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank
All
you so
right.
much, Charlotte.
Oh, thank you for having me. Bye now.